Mm. Please tell us about yourself.
This is Netrupal Singh and I teach history at Motilal Nehru College in University of Delhi.
And sir, please tell us about your book.
Actually, I have written a small book on the Constitution and then Manusmriti.
Can you show it?
Yeah, I can show you. This one is the Constitution of India, an antidote to Manusmriti, remedies to caste and poverty. So the fundamental idea of this book is that how actually what is the story of the Constitution in this country and how it contradicts with the Manusmriti, especially the fundamental rights and the directive principles of the state policy. So there are two main questions have been dealt in this book. Firstly, what is the remedy of caste and what is the remedy of the poverty. So basically in the Constitution of India, the fundamental rights have been enacted in the Constitution of India to remove or destroy or annihilate caste from this country, and the directive principles of the state policy in the Constitution of India have been enacted to remove poverty from this country. So this book also deals with the history of the caste in India, how the institution of caste was originated and how Manusmriti support it legally. And according to my idea is actually the poverty is the byproduct of the caste system in India. So in this book I have dealt with that how the caste came into existence and how it was supported by Manusmriti legally, or we can say the Manusmriti was the legal document of the Brahmanism, and because of the caste system was enacted in the Manusmriti, therefore the poverty in this country have been maintained through the institution of the caste. So I have written in this book that how the Constitution of India dealt with these two fundamental problems of this country. The first problem is the problem of caste, and the second problem is the problem of the poverty, or else we can say the social and economic problem. As Baba Sahib Ambedkar already had said in his speech on 25th November 1949, while he submitted the draft document to the Constituent Assembly, he said there are only two problems in this country. And there are social problem and there are economic problem. Politically, all the citizens of this country, they are equal, but socially and economically there is a wide gap between the communities. On the one hand there are CST, OBC and religious minorities, on the other hand there are the Brahminical classes or Brahminical caste. So socially they are superior, economically they are also superior. On the other hand there are scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, and the religious minorities, they are socially backward and they are economically backward, because the economic backwardness is the byproduct of the social backwardness. So I have dealt these questions basically in this book, and I also had dealt actually how the great ancestors who were born in the communities like scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and other backward classes, how they have fought for the fundamental rights, like Mahatma Phule, Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, Narayana Guru, Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar, and many others. So the fundamental rights are actually the outcome of their struggle, which they had started in 19th century. And their struggle was completed and have been enacted in the Constitution of India 1950. Even before that there were two constitutions. The first constitution was in 1919 and the second constitution was in 1935. So this is the third and final constitution of this country. So in the Constitution of India, especially in the formation of the directive principles and the fundamental rights, the ancestors who belong to the Bahujan Samaj, they have their great contribution, or else we can say as a conclusion that their struggle, actually the fundamental rights and the directive principles of the state policy are actually the outcome of their struggle in this constitution.
What kind of research you did for this?
So I did research for this book. Basically I had read the different writings of the Baba Saheb Ambedkar and his participation in the different committees as member of the Viceroy Council, even as member of the Simon Commission, and as representative of the scheduled caste, or else we can say the untouchables, to the South Borough Committee. So I have gone through his the Baba Saheb writings and his speeches, different volumes. I also have read the writings of the Mahatma Phule, and even I have read so many letters of Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj. Except this, I also have my personal observation and participation in this movement. So out of that observation and participation, I also had experience. I talked to so many people, even I discussed, I participated in so many seminars. So out of that, I had written this book.
From where did you get your inspiration?
Actually, I got the inspiration of writing this book. I met a person in 2004 from Karnataka. So he is a social activist, or we can say a missionary, who is working for the upliftment of the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes in this country. So first time I came to know actually what is the spirit of the Constitution of India, or else we can say what was the spirit of Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar. So in one of the program I got this inspiration, and then I decided that I have to write a book that what is actually the basic or the fundamental inspiration or the fundamental objective of the Constitution of India. So to tell these fundamental objectives, I had written this small book, so other people also may come to know that what is the reality of this Constitution. Otherwise people just know that Baba Saheb Ambedkar had written this Constitution, nothing else they know. They must also know that what was his spirit and what is the spirit of the Constitution of India, so they can have their respect. If they come to know the reality of the Constitution, then they only can start working how to implement this document, so we can have material progress, spiritual progress, social progress, economic progress in this country. So I got this inspiration in 2004. Even I also had written about that in my preface also.
And what was the response of readers?
The response of readers is very well, because in 2010 I brought the English volume. So within months that English volume was finished. Then there was a great demand of Hindi. So then book was translated next year in Hindi. So there is a great response and there is a great demand of this book, even in Hindi as well as in English. Though the book was also published and translated and then published in Marathi as well.
And is there any message you like to give to these communities in India?
Actually, I would like to give my message, or else I want to share with the viewers and the readers that actually my aim is also is that through this book that the people must know the actual spirit of the Constitution of India, or else the spirit of the Bahujan ancestors, those who work for the upliftment of this Bahujan Samaj. So this is my message, that they must know that what was their spirit and how their spirit and their struggle actually have been enacted in this Constitution. So if the people, those who belong to these communities, if they come to know that what was their struggle, even I also have discussed this struggle, if they know that what was their struggle, how they had faced so many difficulties and the miseries in their life, and then we got all the fundamental rights and directive principles in this Constitution. If they come to know, they must actually start working with their studies, with their employment, or else if they are in some other occupations and professions, they should work for the upliftment of the society, so that therefore this country also can rise.
Okay. It was nice talking to you. Thanks a lot. Jai Bhim.
Yeah.